shortly after Charlie Adelson's trial and conviction, was there a recorded call that was intercepted between Charlie Adelson and his mother, Donna Adelson?
Yes, there was.
And in that call, did something happen that caused the defendant to be recorded longer than the conversation between her and Charlie? Can you just sort of explain? She thought she hung up, but she didn't hang up, right?
Correct. There was a jail call with Mr. Adelson, and at some point he dropped off the call. She thought the call had hung up, so she just apparently set her phone down and didn't hit end on her end of the line.
And have you had an opportunity to review State's Exhibit 118, the recording of that call?
I have.
Judge, at this time I'd ask to move into evidence State's Exhibit 118.
Any objection to 118?
No, Judge.
State's 118 is admitted at this time.
Permission to publish?
You may.
Look, I didn't say this to you before I picked up the phone, but there's a lot of things that we have to do, and we've got a very tight time frame. So one of them involves taking care of some things for Roman, taking care of some things through Steinberg. It was just been on the phone all day, and Susan was nice enough when I told her. She said, I'm going to gather everything up and I'm going to drive down. So she and Rick got here about, I don't know, 10 minutes before you called, so that she could work with us, because we got a couple of hours of things to take care of for Roman. So we're working on that, and
Pause it. Sorry to do that to y'all with the headphones, but a couple questions just to follow up on what she said so far. She says she's taking care of a couple things for Roman. Who's Roman?
Roman is the child of Charlie Adelson, young child.
And she mentioned Susan and Rick on there. Do you know who those people are?
They're close friends of theirs.
Okay. Sorry. Continue publishing.
just a lot, but you're going to be okay. You're going to get out of that stupid room. Once you do, you'll start to feel a little bit better. I know that. And when I have something that I do need to tell you, I'll speak to Dan. Okay?
Sorry, one more time. She mentions Dan here. Obviously not Dan Markell. Do you know who she's referencing?
Yes, ma'am.
What Dan is she referencing?
Dan Rashbaum, who was Charlie's attorney.
All right, thank you. Continue, please.
So, and then I'll let you know what time to call him. Can you hear me, Joey? Shit. You can't hear me again, right? Charlie? Charlie, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm sorry, the fourth time that they cut the line each time. They pay for every minute, but they keep charging every time you reconnect. They say that doesn't happen. Listen, it's that he's in this room that. So the psychologist want to make sure he can kill himself. So the psychologist finally came. And he said to her, if you leave me here I'll kill myself. There's no light, no nothing. I'm in a cement block. Let me go back. See where I am. Please don't leave me here. And spoke to him for a little bit, and she said, no, you're perfectly fine. I know that. I just have to go back and, I've got to do these reports I have to write. Once I get those written and then submit them and then get them approved, you'll be able to go back. So he was just going back like in an hour. But she's going to get that thing done because I'll lose my mind with me. It's all spirit on the inside. The all you see is yourself. The lights never shut off, day or night. The fluorescent lights, he says, off all night. He said, I just want to go back where I was. But this I know people, and to see people who hear I'm in a box. So he's just, well, Thank you. I'm sure the whole back is just beginning to there. I can't push it. I'm not that strong. And I also know how he is a year ahead. His body and everything just slowly started to deteriorate. I'm old. I have a life. We had a great marriage. Happy, we traveled, we lived good. I was really not unhappy. And I wasn't willing to just say goodbye. And that's why I never go to the It doesn't painful. I still live in a place where we bought our cemetery property a couple of months ago. We're good. I'm good. But when you did this weekend, because I had said something that made her feel like I had enough and I'm not going to watch. It's all going to go well. I know what I need to do. Now, we know something was wrong because we lived here last year. She never once just come over. I keep going. I'm sure probably bit more make sure not is on day one. She sat down on the couch right there. I was sitting here, and she didn't say, this is a horrible night for all of us. Charlie not fought for his life. We were all aggravated, but it isn't what you're thinking. Just sat there. I'm going to take direction. I'm not suicidal. I'm fine. The voice tomorrow night? Yes, it's something I should do. Now, am I suicidal? Do I want to go to sleep and not see my son? I do. Perfectly honest, I do. And what we do, we'll do it together. Leave a note, they'll know when to come together. And we'll do it together. The boy. Look, they're making a decision at some point. So after speaking to them this morning and knowing what they're thinking up there, I don't know if we'll make it out in time, I really don't. But Dan said, you might, or you might do all of it, get to the airport, and that could happen. It could happen, I don't know, but it's worth a try. I just thought I was trying to I don't know what we're doing. But I don't know what we're doing. And we have to look at stuff. We're going into the what we would have. What was it? How was it more than done? What stipulations, which are who's in charge of it's got to bond establishing a trust. And everything for going in partner and the president and the trustee. And so the trustee and the guardian. Guardian is the other then the trustee. On 3 the somebody with the election. And I was going to take care of that. Guardian of the trustee. So, I would make some effort to respond and to call, which was now I could sit here with you and say, would you do that? I can't because there we go. So, you tell me that I can talk to George? No, I don't know how to get in touch with him. So I said, let me ask George. So I said, George, I can't get in touch with him. She told me my lawyer is her lawyer is the judge. And it was not about the case. I have said, he said, sure. when I said, I just got over Charlie, he's worried about you. He wants to know what, yes. We know you never asked anything about your brother, and she doesn't, and she told me it's a lawyer that she shouldn't have. That's all we should do. We found out it's not true, but we just got off the phone with him.
And he had no attorney. No attorney said,
I never told her that.
I never confronted that.
No. So, I wrote this last night. We know you never asked anything about your brother. This is 8 o'clock last night. But we just got off the phone with him, and the first thing he asked was, how's Wendy holding up? I didn't have the heart to tell him that you never called up or asked about him. I just said, we weren't up to phone calls right now. Everyone wants to protect you. I bet you've got lots to think about. But then she didn't answer. But then I got another call from Charlie. And I said, just got off the phone with Charlie. He's worried about you. He wants to know why we didn't speak. I told him a lie. I said, we're only speaking with you and Dan right now. I couldn't bear to tell them the truth. Your sister never even called us, is the truth. So she said this morning, I thought she'd be racing over here last night. Dear Mom, I know you are upset by the verdict, but the anger directed at me is not justified. I don't know how much anger there is. Really don't. I'm not responsible in any way for Charlie's situation. I am not guilty because I did not do anything wrong, and I was not involved in any way with Danny's death. So she was. When I was interviewed by the police and testified in court, I told the truth, as I was required to do. I cannot control how the prosecutor used my statement to Charlie's trial. Again, I didn't say that. Also, as you know, my lawyer has advised me not to talk to my family or anyone else about this case. No, about the case, which is true, he's never done it. I followed his advice despite your disagreements with this guidance. Please do not text me about this case anymore. Not about the case, is it? Not what I said. About her brother. And then he wants, how are you, Wendy? How's my sister holding up? Yes. If you have anything further to say about the case, please go through our lawyers. Right now, I have to be singularly focused on taking care of the boys during this difficult time. So I wrote back, okay, we have no desire to speak with you about the case. I guess Dad and I are just shocked that you didn't think of coming to see us or even calling us. We are your parents. We are and have always been there for you and the boys. None of what we wrote matters about the case. That's over. I just want you to know how many times Charlie is asking about you. Not only do you not ask about us, but not one question about Charlie, right? We will need to give you some information shortly, and we need some business assistance. Please let us know if you can be of any help. I have a space here. I want to propose. We're going to be gone. I want her to have all this information. I have the cemetery property. I want her to see all that. I want her to have all these papers and the wills. I want her to see all this. So please let us know if you can be of any help. The other thing is the visa, which she would know about. But no, I said we need some business assistance. Please let us know. If not, we'll try to find someone who can help us. This needs an immediate reply so I can start asking other people to help. And then she always gets nervous if we want to talk to her. So I wrote, don't get nervous. Again, nothing in capital letters, nothing about the case. Just would like to show you some business stuff and personal things. If you can't do it, we must find someone who can. I hope you understand that it has nothing to do with the case. There is no more case. And then I wrote, by the way, you said you have to focus on the boys, like you told them. So when I got George before, I said to him, because I was over there last night, I said, well, that's Wendy, but it hasn't got any words from her, so did you tell the boys? And he said, he did. Now I know Ben was very close. He was writing to Charles over. So I said, how are they? He's very quiet. He didn't really talk much. It was within time faithful to sit so he was coming home. He was never coming back. And so he did it for 10 minutes and he was in the bathroom. It was fine. He's a child. That's okay. I don't want to see him invisible enough yet. That's not my goal. I just want to know how are they. So that's what I said earlier, to do it, because it was technical stuff that I couldn't do on the computer, and it just was, we were out of it. So I gave the computer person, so I said, can you help me with some computer stuff that I can't get done? And he was on some business calls, and so that he checked with me just before I could be there, maybe 5:30, would that be good? I said, yes, but if I can get stuff done, let us know.
I told you
We have the photos. We have to get them downloaded, and the other thing I don't understand, I have my daughter to help me with it, we've been looking it up over and over, because things change if there is extradition from Vietnam. Because we've looked at all the places, I mean, I could go to Korea and China, but there's no extradition. But we're looking for places where there's no extradition.
15 minutes.
Oh, really? Maybe she knows about, maybe she can look up the extradition issue before we waste their time.
She was telling me that my parents were taking it to the high school. My lawyer told me. But if you mention it to Wendy you're going to tell somebody?
Well, you tell her beforehand, I need to tell you something as an attorney who doesn't talk. It has nothing to do with the case. It just has to do with Mom and I, and some decisions that we have to make. Yeah, I know you want to bring her up and show her where everything is. Because if it's a plane crash, no one's going to know where anything is, or who belongs to what. So I would like her to come up here so she can see it. I don't think that's asking too much. She can live 3 hours away. Every time she says, can you do this, can you come here, can you do this? Everything, how many times do we have plans to cancel Wendy needs us for this, Wendy needs us to babysit? So we've been really good nannies, and I guess our job is done. Because now we're going to older, they can go out with friends, they can do things on their own. So she doesn't need grandma's grandpa. Okay, pretty hurtful. That's one son that I don't speak with. I have one son that's supposed to be dead. And my daughter, whom I love, is doing this. I don't get it. I don't get it. I said to Mother, and please God, our family was cursed. Something cursed. And I don't know how to take care of it anymore. So. So I have to at night shut off the sound because it doesn't stop. I'm sure you what we did. I would tell you if you need an address to put on the visa. What was that? Nobody knows where you are, but everybody took some extra look up. She must be in a child. Yes. This one's it's called the Defense with this solicitation.
Attorney's complete approach, Bridget. Ms. Cappleman, you may continue with your examination.
All right, so are you aware of the date that Charlie Adelson was convicted?
Yes. It
What was that date?
It was November the 6th of 2023.
And was this recording that we just heard that same day after the conviction?
It was the day after the conviction on 11/7, November 7th.
All right. And we hear on this call that there appear to be some plans to potentially go to Vietnam. Are you familiar with that?
I am.
And based on this recording, did you do some investigative work to try to look into whether that was in fact really going to happen?
I did.
Okay, and what did you learn?
We didn't hear the call for a couple of days, so it was a few days later. But I did check with another government agency to try to find out if there was an international travel planned. And ultimately, on the 13th, I believe it was, I was told that yes, there was travel plans made.
Okay, and were the travel plans to Vietnam?
They were to go through Dubai and then to Vietnam.
And is Vietnam in fact a non-extradition country?
It is.
And is Dubai also non-extradition?
That's correct, it is.
Okay, and when was that travel plan supposed to occur?
On the evening of November the 13th, 23.
And were you able to intercept the defendant prior to taking off on that airplane?
I was.
And where did you do that?
At the Miami International Airport, right through the gate check as they were boarding the plane on the jet bridge is what they call it.
And that was on November 13th, 23?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, as part of your apprehension of the defendant, did you seize her cell phone that she was in possession of at the time of her arrest?
I did.
All right, and did she willingly allow you to do that?
No, she did not.
How did that go?
Please approach. The objection being withdrawn, Agent Sanford, you can answer the question if you recall what it was.
I'll re-ask it.
When you seized the defendant's cell phone, did she physically resist you?
Yes, she did.
Could you tell us about the physical resistance that she offered?
Yes, I reached out to the phone, and when I grabbed a hold of it, she pulled it away and said no, and then kept holding it away from me, trying to turn away from me. Another officer who was there arresting her actually grabbed her arm and held it, and then we were able to finally take the phone out of her hand, but she was still trying to keep it from us.
Right, and pursuant to her arrest, was there a search warrant executed at her residence at the Icon?
There was.
Okay, and did you handle that, or did another agent handle that?
Another police department handled it locally.
And are you familiar with the items that were seized during that search warrant?
I am.
Okay, and was there a planner, 2023 day planner seized pursuant to that search warrant?
There was.
And have you had an opportunity to review that planner?
I have.
Okay. Was there a planner available for 2014 that was seized at the search warrant?
Not seized at the search warrant, no ma'am.
Okay. That planner was provided to the state attorney's office by the defendant's prior counsel, though. Do you recall that?
That's my understanding, yes.
Right. And did you review the copy of the 2014 planner, at least whatever was provided to our office by Ms. Adelson's attorney?
That's correct.
All right. I'm going to show you what I've marked the parties' agreement, but other than that, I would ask if those excerpts are fair and accurate.
Yes, they are.
Move into evidence 142.
Any objection?
No objection.
States 142 is admitted.
In the 2014 planner, did Mrs. Adelson keep a lot of personal information and identifying information for members of her family and even, I think, some friends in there too?
She did.
Okay. And as part of that information in the 2014 planner, did you locate any information specific to Dan Markell's vehicle?
We did.
What information was that?
Is the 08 Accord on the left middle of the page, right there. It's the 08 Accord, and the tag number is 584YBM.
That's Dan Markell's tag number at the time of his murder?
It is.
Same vehicle that the killers pursued?
That's correct.
The flight that the defendant was attempting to board at the time of her arrest, was that a one-way flight or a round-trip flight?
It was a one-way flight.
No further questions.